Thank you. Wow, what happened? My cousin said, Dan, in that picture you look like Kevin Weeks, Whitey Bulger's hitman. Thanks, Bill. Well, what can I say? Being up here is incredible, and I just want to congratulate my fellow members of this year's Hall of Fame induction class. You'll discover, as I did, that they all have amazing athletic backgrounds, and they all possess extremely interesting accomplishments both on and off the field. I'd also like to recognize and thank Chancellor Motley, of course, Charlie Titus, the athletic director, Jose, together elevating this event to its current prestigious level. I go to a lot of these, and this was one of the first, and I thank them for doing it. I also would like to single out a few individuals that I must personally thank and halt around the campus. Jimmy Collins, Joe Bryant, Dick Kelly, Dave Matheson, Ellen Noon, Cheryl Aaron, Miles Berry, Coach Tyler Lowe, and of course Hall of Famers Billy Rayfuse and Coach Gordon Webb. Without them, I certainly wouldn't be up here, so I thank you guys. You should see it back here. There's about 20 speeches that are I'll put rest of mine on top of. But truly, I must say that when I received the call that I'd been nominated to this Hall of Fame, I sat down, I thanked God, and then I thought to myself, I've always held this award in such high regard that I would never consider myself worthy of it, but I would forever be grateful to those who did. So to all of you who supported me and voted for me, thank you very much. I may not have been the best player to ever play at Boston State, but I think I loved it the most. I also want to address my parents who are deceased, Margaret and William Hayes. It was truly a privilege to be born unto you, and I thank from the bottom of my heart that I was entrusted to your care. Next to my family members, Pauline and Billy and Rick and Gary and Margaret and Steve, thank you for being there for all my life. To my large circle of relatives and family friends that have traveled such long ways, some have come from Phoenix, New Orleans, Maine, New York, Florida, and I want to thank you there for being with me through all my life also. To my extended lacrosse family from Boston State, UMass Boston, Burlington, Bedford, and of course Peabody, thank you so much. You've all been a blessing to me. And specifically, I'd like to say thank you and congratulations to all my lacrosse teammates. Many of them are up here today. What can I say? The ride was incredible. It wasn't just the championships. It wasn't just all the wins, but the camaraderie and the fun we had doing it. The nicknames alone will explain what we had together. We had such glorious titles as Tiny, Mary, Rafe, and the Geek. We had the Bird, the Bee, and the Iceman. We had Angel, Death, and Balloon Head. Let us not forget Shamu the Killer Whale, and my all-time personal favorite, Steinway the Piano Man. You see, every day on our team was a hate crime, and we loved it. No one had to teach us about diversity. We lived it in every way. This is the point where I may break down because I'm going to talk about three people. To my college lacrosse coach, Gordon Webb, when I arrived at Boston State, I was a lost, confused young man, and you gave me a chance. My experience with you profoundly changed my life. And I can say it was an honor to be your player, captain, and of course, later your assistant coach. It was great that God let me borrow you for 6 years. Gordy knows a lot about theology, so I'll put it in a theological term. For you, Coach, it says in theology that if you save a life, you are saved. So surely you are saved for saving me. Next. I don't know where he is because you can't see a damn thing up here. I think I got it over here. Thanks, Coach. To my line mates, Bussy Adams and Arthur Murphy. Oh, how I would have wallowed in mediocrity had I not been assigned to your greatness. Together, we became one single dominant force. Some have said we are the greatest line in the history of Boston State and UMass Boston. I don't know, but I'll let opinion of a few others to help move the argument along. Eugene Uchez, head lacrosse coach, Boston College, after we defeated them 10-8, said the line of Adams, Murphy, and Hayes is the best line in New England, Division 1, 2, and 3. Secondly, Springfield College captain Ricky Terrell, who I played lacrosse with in high school, after we defeated them, where Arthur scored 5 goals, Bussy had 3 goals and 3 assists, and I think I had 3 goals. At the end of the game, Rick crossed the field and said, "I've never seen a line in such a devastating attack on us. You guys were unstoppable." And finally, head coach Rick McCarthy, undefeated Babson College. Well, they were undefeated until we played them and they lost 6-5. And Rick paid our line the greatest compliment. A year later at a coaching clinic, I was introduced to him. And you know what he said? "Oh, I know you, Dan Hayes. You and your 2 line mates wrecked my life." Best compliment we ever received. I would be here without my 2 line mates, so I'll speak quickly on them. Bussy Adams is simply the greatest offensive player I ever played with. Your ability to move the ball through time and space is an unbelievable gift. I benefited so often from some of your precision passings. They arrive like lightning through a forest of sticks, behind helmets, under arms. If you're not ready, they're coming, and you better be. And all you have is but time to shoot. And I thank him from the bottom of my heart. He was a fiery competitor, and he also worked incredibly hard to improve his defense. He was magical to play with, and I was the recipient of all your talents. Bussy, thank you so much, and I do miss your mother. Thank you. To Arthur Murphy, Arthur doesn't have a single lacrosse kit. He simply has them all. You see, Arthur's the best transitional midfielder I've ever seen. His talents are incredible. His reaction time and anticipation is simply unreal. He terrorized the other opponents, and he was always assigned to cover the other team's top offensive midfielder. His offensive stats are pretty high, but they were underrated, not overrated. Underrated because of the task that he had to carry out. He was absolutely fearless on ground balls, and I always knew that he would get me the ball, and he did. Now, I have a couple of records because of them, and one was the first midfielder to score 5 goals in a game, and they assisted on the ball. I also have the most game balls in history, mostly because of them. So I really have to thank those 2. In the next part, well, Arthur, forgive me for saying this, but it's time to recognize your enormous courage. In the New England All-Star game, our final game together, Arthur was hit by a devastating illegal cheap shot check. And he went to the hospital, and we went and they said, "Go home and pray that he lives." And we did. And a miracle occurred. He did live. And he went on and learned how to walk and talk and grow. And you know what? The next year he returned to the exact same college where he was hurt to play in the summer league with Bussy and I. Now we get out there and he struggled, but he never quit. And a year later, a miracle occurred. He returned again, and this time he was back. He terrorized the other team for the whole summer. All the skills returned, and when he scored his first goal, we partied like it was 1999. To Arthur, you went on to be married, a wonderful house, 2 beautiful daughters, and a terrible dog. And I must say that without you, we wouldn't have had some of those championships. And your play makes you worthy to be a Hall of Famer up here. But your life should be made into a movie. Arthur, thank you and congratulations. Okay, Tom Ferraro. When the great John Yeager left, he was the greatest goalie in New England, and Tom Ferraro came in. And we thought John Yeager was irreplaceable, but we were wrong. Tom made the transition a seamless one. He was incredible. Some weeks we'd look at the stats and he'd be leading the nation, Division 1, 2, and 3 in save percentage. And he did it all with really bad knees. He couldn't run very well, but he learned to pass, became the best passing goalie, I think, in New England during that time. But Tom has one character weakness. He is insanely jealous of my game balls. He keeps telling me that at least 3 of them belong to him. Tom, the truth is, I think they really do belong to you. Thank you, Tom, for winning those games. Okay, and finally, this university. You know, I drove here tonight and I come in through the Columbia projects. And this university is pretty impressive, what they're doing. They allow people to come in the front door, side door, the back door of society and leave with a great opportunity. So I really do encourage people to support it. When I first came here, the atmosphere of the people was just like Boston State. They were very, very good at what they did and a little crazy. And so I I want to say something special about this place, and I think I can end it this way. I was born into the Mystic River housing projects in Somerville. And then I went to Boston State, and there it was surrounded by the Mission Hill housing projects in Roxbury and the Rutland Street housing projects. And this university was surrounded by the Columbia Point housing projects. You see, we're all a project. We're all a project, and you need help from some place and some institutions. And you know what? Tonight, I've gone from the projects to paradise. So thank you very much.